Faith-based community organizations have been leaders in responding to disasters and emergencies. During disasters, they have responded by providing shelter, food, and sustenance, rebuilding structures and homes, deploying volunteers, and reaching out to vulnerable populations. Faith-based community organizations can be categorized into 4 types: religious congregations and coordinating bodies, organizations or projects sponsored by congregations, incorporated nonprofit organizations, and ecumenical interfaith organizations. Understanding the critical role of faith-based community organizations and the contributions they make during disaster response should be an important piece of a community's emergency planning. To strengthen the collaboration between emergency management and to introduce faith-based community organization leaders to the many resources available to them in their organizations, the RDPC is offering Management 405, mobilizing faith-based community organizations in preparing for disaster. This 8-hour course, certified by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, is offered free of charge to qualifying rural jurisdictions.
Management 405 is designed to bring together the faith community along with government, emergency managers, and NGOs, non-governmental organizations. It's designed to bring them all together and to prepare them to collaborate for issues of disaster and preparing for disaster there. We know that that is sometimes easier said than done, and we know that communities are unique, and we know that individual organizations within communities are unique. So this is a great course, a management level course that's designed to provide management tools. When the attendees leave, they will have specific tools that allow them to go back and do specific things that will strengthen the resiliency of the community.
I learned of Management 405 through our local VOAD organization. I attended it. I was very impressed with it, and I felt that this was a course that could further benefit our organization in mass numbers in attendance. And it's just a great course. It helps us to see even further how we work together, partnering with other agencies to bring about changes in people's lives that have been interrupted.
Participants in the Management 405 course will be introduced to the roles that faith-based community organizations play in emergency management, the disaster management system, emergency planning, and how to utilize the unique assets of faith-based community organizations during disaster response and recovery.
Well, at Management 405, the complexity came out. Some of my questions about how the different organizations would blend together became obvious to me, especially through the learning skits, I guess we'll call them, where they called people up and had them become different agencies and talk about how they would work together in a command center or in the field itself.
I've really gotten some great information to broaden the horizon, to think outside of the box, and then to really try to mobilize the local organizations or be supportive of what the local community does, and then try to work with the state and then the county, etc., and all the way up.
Management 405 can also be a valuable experience for government agencies, demonstrating to them how faith-based community organizations factor into preparing for disaster response.
Management 405 I thought would be a very interesting course for someone in my position, because I am constantly out in local communities and I work with LTRCs and VOADs and local groups that are involved in disaster recovery. And the main goal that we all want to achieve after a disaster is recovery, resilience, and some of the things that are being stated in this class are so informative, particularly for your faith-based groups. And some of the examples he's using are also, I think, very important to show collaboration and how the teamwork aspect comes into play and how crucial that is to achieving these goals.
The way we look at it is we're used to work with federal organizations, and we're used to working with some NGOs, such as the Red Cross. But as far as the faith-based organizations, typically we didn't have that type of continuity So this right here allows me to understand their capabilities and their credentials, and I can go back and say, oh, this is what they do, and this is how they tie in. So we can cross-level and lateral, and we'll have a more effective and efficient type of program.
The most important part of Management 405 is for a community to understand that they have to collaborate. And when they have to collaborate, when they must collaborate, it must be based on inclusivity. How do you bring together different elements of the community, sometimes that normally are not involved? How do you get those thoughts and those opinions together that will help, once again, strengthen that community there? In addition to that, how does that collaboration specifically come with government, with emergency management? We realize that there has to be that communication from the local level, the county level, the state level, and the federal level, up and down. And it's the grassroots. It's the faith-based organizations. They've been the cornerstone of this great country for so many years. So who better knows how the issue that disasters, emergencies start locally. So who better than the faith community to engage and to move the grassroots community as that goes upwards from the city to the county, to the state, and also the federal government.
I'm just grateful. We want to do it again. We don't think that we have impacted enough people yet. And this is what we want to do. We want to share. We want to help make people's lives a lot better.
For more information on Management 405, mobilizing faith-based community organizations in preparing for disaster, visit www.ruraltraining.org or call 1-877-855-RDPC.